We're down to our last hour here at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference at the Klondike Trail and the Yukon Mining Alliance Pavilion. We continue with more conversations with Yukon companies. Happy to welcome in Graham Downs, President and CEO of ATAC Resources. They trade on the TSX Venture with the symbol ATC. Graham, it's good to see you, my friend.
Great to see you again. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me and doing this because, listen, ATAC, there's a lot on your plate. The Rackla property really, I believe, still continues to be your flagship property, but I don't know if the market really realizes how many other assets you have in your portfolio.
I think that's a really good point. Over the last year or two, we've kind of pivoted a little bit more. We've been known as a more of a gold company, but we've picked up 3 copper assets. Well, we've had one for 20 years. We've been working on the Rackla Gold project for so long. It's been our focus, but we've had the Connaught copper porphyry project for many years. We've been busy with the Rackla Gold project, and yeah, it's going to be one of our. It will be the largest exploration program we've done in 5 years, so it's going to be a busy year.
Talk about that transition from a precious metal explorer to a base metals copper explorer.
Well, I think we've had the Rackla Gold project, and it's one of the most exceptional gold projects I think in North America. It's one of the highest grade resources. We've got Tiger deposit on the western end of it with about 460,000 ounces at over 3 grams in oxide, so it's a really nice asset there. And then we've got the Nataline, which is Canada's only Carlin-style mineralization outside of Nevada, and its inferred resource is about 1.7 million ounces over 4 grams. So one of the highest resources over 1 million ounces in North America, but it just needs to grow. And it's a little bit more expensive to work out on the Nataline, but what we're doing this year is we're going to get back out there, do about 2,000 meters, remind the market about how exceptional that project is, and then potentially look for other partners or get it into a profile where we can continue to advance that. But in that, what we wanted to do is balance that work there with a couple other projects, copper, Connaught, because we had it in the portfolio, and it's never been explored for copper, and it's on a road, so the access is good, much cheaper to explore there. And obviously there's I don't need to get into how great copper is, but it's sitting there right in front of us. It's reasonably priced to test. We're going to do 5,000 meters on that Connaught property. And then we picked up a very amazing project in the center of the Golden Horseshoe in the Toodoggone in BC, which is one of the most active areas in BC right now for copper and epithermal. And that's an option we did off of Finley Minerals earlier this year, and it has a untested 1,300 meter by 750 meter copper gold moly anomaly that surprisingly just has not been tested in any way. There hasn't even been any IP, geophysics, or drilling on it. So yeah, lots going on there. And
with the Connaught project, what kind of early exploration work have you done on the surface, and what have those results been?
So what we did last year was a lot of geochem sample surveys. It had traditionally been a silver, lead, zinc target, peripheral to what would typically a porphyry, but that's not what we're after. The prize is the copper porphyry. And so what we did is we did geochemical surveys, we did induced polarization, geophysical work, we did a lot of trenching. And what we found out of there is that geochem, we found a new very large anomaly, copper anomaly. And then we refined the target A, our big anomaly. And what we found in the trenching is that we're finding surface grades that are same or better than the Western Copper's copper gold porphyry in central Yukon. We're just about roughly 100 kilometers to the south of us. So we're seeing all of the indicators of the porphyry. It's just never been tested. And coincident with that, we have some really nice chargeability and resistivity anomalies in the geophysics as well. So we're ready to drill.
Do you have a sense of how deep that porphyry might be?
We don't, but the drilling that we're going to do this year, we're going to put in a number of deep holes. There's no reason. We think it's kind of close to surface because we're getting 1% copper rock grab samples at surface. So cross your fingers, but it's a good point. We're going to want to run some of those holes long and really get a good test. But with 5,000 meters, we're going to be able to do that.
So what about strike length here? How wide are we looking?
Well, I guess the property is 140 square kilometers, and we've actually got 4 porphyry targets. We're only going to concentrate on 2. So each one of those has the footprint of a large porphyry. So the footprint is large for each one of them separately.
So it really sounds like the name of the game for this exploration season is a real discovery, a porphyry copper gold discovery.
100%. I mean, we know we're going to get some. We're very confident we're going to get some great grades out of Nataline because it just always produces. Like we're going to drill under 20 meters of almost 13 grams. So and we're going to expand on some of those resource holes, but getting a discovery at one of these porphyries could be a big game changer for the company. And I think there's a real gap, and this is probably a theme through your interviews, gap in the valuations of companies right now. We're down around a $20 million market cap, but we have a foundation of a deposit that's worth over 160 million. We have 9 million in cash right now. And we have so many irons in the fire for 2022. I think there's limited downside in the stock right now for what we have planned.
Oh, Graham, I mean, porphyry projects, and the old adage in this business is you can discover a porphyry, but you also have to build a porphyry, which takes a lot of drilling. So obviously discovery is the first step, and wish you the best of luck with that this year. But porphyries take a lot of drilling. So you make the discovery, you go back to the market and hopefully raise for a bigger project. But where does that leave the Rackla? If Connaught is successful, how do you balance out the two projects?
I think that's a good problem to have. And
sure.
We're used to doing large programs. We're used to doing $20, $30 million programs on the Rackla Gold project. We're very good at doing the earlier stage exploration work to do that. I would feel very comfortable because Connaught is on a road, for example. If we make a discovery there, no problem. I mean, it's on a road, we'll ramp up, and we can do two projects like that. It's in our wheelhouse to do that. I probably, if we get to a point to build something, it wouldn't be me. I mean, I would have to bow out and make sure our shareholders have somebody that knows what they're doing, or we sell it. So I would just say these are good problems to have. We're very good at doing multiple programs and large programs. I've been working in the Yukon for 24 years now, so it's secondhand.
Yeah, $20 million market cap company. You got $9 million in the bank, so you are set up pretty well here. You get this work done. And it seems like, sometimes the market tells you how slowly or how quickly, that it wants you to move here, but it sounds like you're going to be moving as fast as you can also keeping in mind that you got to kind of preserve that capital.
It's a really good point, and I think a lot of your viewers would know that we always have the next year's cash in our hand, and that's the case for this year as well. So we're going to come out of this year, as it stands right now, with a minimum of $3 million plus going into next year. But in the meantime, we have a number of different opportunities to re-rate the company with all of the different drill programs that we have planned.
So you're thinking about a $6 million program?
Approximately, exactly.
Okay, very good. Let's give you the last word. What do you want people to know and to be paying attention to? Obviously, Connaught discoveries would be a big one, but what else do you want people to know about ATAC as we move forward this year?
I just think, we're well positioned, and the discovery at Connaught is a big one. I think the biggest things is we have a lot of irons in the fire. There's a lot of opportunities for ATAC to re-rate this year meaningfully, and be it the Connaught property, the likely very good results that we're going to get from Rackla, the pill, which is in a very hot area, and we'll be able to make some good news on that, I think. And there's a little sleeper in there called the Catch property in central Yukon that we don't have time today, but we have 4 solid opportunities to re-rate this year.
Very good. Graham, good to see you. Thanks for the update.
Thank you.
It's Graham Downs. It's President and CEO of ATAC Resources, again, trading on the TSX venture with the symbol ATC.